Alright, guys. What's up, everybody? Rev here, and this is a 6mm podcast. With me today is my co-host, Mr. Snoopy.
Oh, hello there.
Tactical Snoopy.
Hola.
And our special guest today, Mr. BrainExploder.
What's up, guys?
How's everyone? How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing fine.
I'm drinking a girly drink at the moment. It's quite sweet, if I do say so myself. But it will catch up. It will catch up to me at some point.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I'm drinking some Yingling right now.
I'm
Mark,
not
what are you
drinking
drinking?
anything. I'm not drinking anything. I didn't know this was a drinking event.
Mark, all podcasts are drinking events. Okay, this is mandatory in the rules and bylaws of podcasts. You must have a drink in hand.
Well, too late now. I have some green gas I could chug on here.
Oh.
The Airsoft drink of choice.
I don't think that's good for you.
No?
I think it clears up the highness is pretty good.
It's like an inhaler kind of thing. It's terrifying.
That's one way.
Ugh.
That's funny. So anyways, guys. Depending on how long this was, this is gonna be posted. Mark, I noticed that you went to your first Milsim. How was it?
It was a cool experience. Something I definitely haven't done before. It was not that different from a typical weekend, to be honest. But some of the stuff I wanted in Airsoft that you can't really get in a 20-minute game where everyone just shows up and nobody knows what's going on, you do get at a Milsim. It's a lot more structured, and you get to kind of explore some of the parts of Airsoft a little deeper, like tactics and movements and strategies and objectives in the game, which you don't get so much on the pub field game.
That's true.
Right. And which one was it? So everybody in the
It was
audience can know.
Operation Devil Dog, put on by Lion Claws, or whatever their full name is. It's a bunch of letters, OLLCCMMC, whatever the hell it is. It was
Also,
awesome.
They love their acronyms.
Yes.
I love me some John Liu events.
Yeah, I don't know what everyone's gripe with him is, but I personally have no beef with him, and unless something happens, I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was one. I think I was noticing that in a lot of his events and stuff, like he was throwing them in different, places that are not just like training at centers or places that are, where there's military training. He did one event I remember in Virginia, which I was dying to go during October, and it was like a haunted house one.
Oh,
but
yeah, I've seen the video from that. It's all overgrown, like super green.
It sounded really cool.
And then they did one at an abandoned water park. It was pretty awesome.
Oh, no, I love that one. That's great.
Yeah, that's around here too. Hopefully they'll do it again. I'll definitely drive down to that.
Yeah. I think time really has just passed to the point where we can forget about this John Liu, whatever happened. I don't feel like telling people what happened. But time's passed. Let it go.
Why it affects people that weren't there for whatever happened. Like, just word of mouth, anger at somebody else. That's pretty stupid. That's like somebody talking crap about you to somebody, and then they take on that same anger just from your explanation. I don't know. It's still, I mean, I follow Airsoft pretty closely, and I still don't know what the hell they're arguing about. I know some Milsim West John Liu fallout, but I had nothing to do with either one of them, so I'm not going to form an opinion until something comes and affects me directly.
You're right. I think it's just that thing between John Liu and Josh Warren from Milsim West, and that's just how it's always going to be, apparently.
I guess so.
Like, it doesn't affect the consumers.
No,
yeah,
of
we
course
just
not.
go and play fake wars, so I don't know why we care about their business struggles so much.
No, it's none of our concern.
Yeah, not directly.
And the next thing I want to ask you, dude, is you were rocking the silverback in that op. How did it perform?
It did all right. It was like, if you saw the video, it was a real rainy day leading up to it, and of course with rain comes wind, so it was still a pretty crappy day for sniping, but it did well. I mean, what you see in the video is when it's doing well. There's also shots where it's just like hooking off to the right the second it leaves my barrel. I'm like, what? How is this even possible? Like, the easiest path for the BB to fly is straight, but somehow it'll go and like do a 90-degree turn right out of the gate. Like, how? Like, if I try to turn it 90 degrees, I don't think I could do it. If I spent like 18 hours engineering this, it would just still fly mostly straight. But I got a few of those. I got a lot of footage I haven't even looked through, about 2/3 of the footage. But I remember getting some pretty cool shots with it, especially towards the end of day 2. So I'm looking forward to going over with that in the near future.
I do have a question about the Silverback, because you have quite a collection of unique guns.
Yes,
I mean,
I like unicorn guns.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. But my question being, is it just the fact that it's a unique gun that really brought you to it, or was there something else about it that really, sold it for you?
Well, the uniqueness definitely is a big appeal for me. I get M4s and whatever, just it makes sense, but yeah, it gets boring real quick. I was looking at a VSR 10 about a year and a half ago when that thing came out, and then the SRS showed up, and it was it was a spring gun. It had a cool look. It's a bullpup, so it's gonna be short. So I was like, okay, let me check this out, and then saw a couple of reviews, and I pre-ordered. I think it might be the only gun I've ever pre-ordered in my life. Usually I just I let everyone else beta test things, then I'll get on board. But I jumped on this thing, and I don't think I honestly even knew that it had the features it had. I knew the basic stuff you get in a typical 3-minute review from GI or Evike or something, nothing in depth. But now that I've dealt with it for like a year and a half, the gun is basically built. It's pre-upgraded essentially. Everything is steel. You don't need to change anything. I haven't changed a single internal part except I switched to the pull bolt, which they sell it with now, so that's basically a stock part. And I've upped the spring, and I could quickly switch between a 550 and a 500 spring, depending on the field. And none of that, no sears, no pistons, none of that stuff needs to be upgraded. So it's expensive. It's like a $500 gun out of the gate. But you don't have to do anything. You essentially, you could mess with the inner barrel and hop up, but you see like Swamp Sniper using that thing. He's just drilling people. But that guy he can shoot anyone with anything. I think you give him a spring clear pistol, he'll still rack up 50 kills.
Or like a slingshot.
Yeah, that guy's
he's always using
insane.
something stock, which is incredible.
That's his thing. He's using stock guns, which I don't know. The SRS was not great to me stock. The hop up they have in there is a cool idea, but it's not very practical. Like
SRS,
the 2 adjustment screws hop up.
Yeah, on the top, yeah.
It's a killer. The new fast hop that you have to buy separate. Unfortunately, they're not including in stock yet. I've tried to convince them on it, but they're saying it's expensive to manufacture. Which whatever, there's no. I have that now, and it's much easier. It's basically a rotary hop up like you would find on a Crytek or something. So it solves their biggest problem, which was the stupid 2-screw hop up. And now it's a pretty solid gun. I'm still messing with it though up to this day. Like yesterday, I was installed an R-hop in it, and it seems to be shooting straight. So I'll field it this weekend. I don't know if I'll ever stop messing with it. That's the sniper life. Rev knows all about that.
Yeah, Rev
and
knows.
What?
No, you're good. I thought you paused for a second. Keep going.
No, what? No, like about my sniper rifles and my trauma with them.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of messing around with them? I know you've switched to the Wolverine thing. I don't know if I think you had it spring for a while, right? And then you went to the HPA option.
Actually, I went straight into the HPA because I'm sorry. So I bought the upgrades for it. I actually did the opposite. Instead of going with the buying it, using it stock and stuff, I just went and dived right into it, and I just upgraded the crap out of it. I put these the 90-degree trigger. I put the Action Army hop up. I put the oh man, my wallet is just looking at me with a middle finger right now, just shaking his head. And I put all the stuff together. I put a Teflon cylinder, a 500 spring, all the stuff, all the bells and hoops and everything that they tell you to upgrade. I put it all together, and I'm just rubbing my hands together. I take it outside of the backyard. I put it in a little target, pull it back. It hits it, and I'm like, yeah. So then I go and I look at the other target, and I'm like, I'm gonna get this guy too. I pull the trigger, and the freaking bolt flies out of the gun.
What?
And the spring, and all this stuff flies out of the gun.
What the hell?
Oh,
what happened? The sear couldn't hold it or something?
I think it was something with the sear. So eventually, the good thing was that the place that I bought it from, they were really nice, and they exchanged it. They gave me a refund, and instead I used that money to get a Wolverine bolt, and since then it's just been easy mode with the sniper. I've been really happy with it. Very happy.
Would you recommend the bolt to BrainExploder?
With the platform that it is in right now, like the VSR 10, since it's much lighter, I would say, yeah, I would recommend it because you have like I remember watching your videos for the first sniper rifle that you started like messing around with.
Yeah, my KJ.
That one kill.
The tank killer. And you were lugging like a huge like a pole around for it. So you're gonna see like with that gun, it's like since there's no springs or anything, and everything is like it's very light. And the VSR 10 is like people complain all the time that their sniper rifle's way too heavy, and they'll stop like sniping after that one day. But for me, I've been running that VSR 10, and I've been climbing up. Like there's like video of me like climbing up the stairs, climbing up like all this stuff, and I don't get tired or anything. Though.
But the hose, you still got the hose.
I know, and what's horrible is I can't put like a Wraith, the Wolverine Wraith in it, because I run all my batteries inside of the stock. So, and I run all the cables out from like the stock, and I drill the hole, and I cable it all throughout the gun with like little USB minis.
So your stock is full of batteries already.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a sniper. That's the YouTuber problems. Nobody else has that issue.
Yeah, it's a YouTube sniper starter kit. You gotta have your zoom lens, you got a selfie cam, you gotta have the boonie hat, and then you have to have the the 3D printed BrainExploder GoPro Hero 4, GoPro Hero 5 mount.
That's mandatory as well.
Available on shapeways.com.
I believe it's safe to say that everybody here owns a GoPro, a BrainExploder GoPro mount. I think. Yes. I believe so. Mark, yes? Okay.
Yes, I have one.
I think he's probably heard of it.
He may have. He may have. I got a question for both of you, though. And it's I don't think it's a very odd question, but how much of what you record in-game is actually ends up on YouTube?
Oof.
Well, with sniping, you basically kind of cut around your actual hits, because there's a lot of time where you just like plank miss or plank wind, or the guy moves or whatever. It's out of range. So, I mean, I'm all for truth in advertising or whatever, but no one wants to watch me shoot a bunch of crap and the wind takes it. So I'll put in a few misses and then get to the good stuff. If there's something actually happening, like, oh, we're gonna move to this building, and I'll add that in. But as far as percentage, it's probably like 5% of recorded footage actually makes it to the video, if that much.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, especially since we're working, and the other problem is that you're running 3 cameras and you're syncing them all, and you have to like make them look, and it's like different camera angles. Like having 2 is kind of easy, I would say, but dealing with like a zoom lens also is a whole different issue. And then like when you try to render and try to add filters, you're trying to make everything look good and clean, and it's much more work. I remember like when I went back this last week and I just played at my local CQB fields, I got like 5 weeks of video all done in one day. I just edited all those videos in one day, so I'm scheduled for a whole month, more than 1 month.
Is it just all head footage, or did you have the 3 cams thing running?
No, I was just running 1 camera.
Yeah,
I just
that's what makes it easier.
It's just like, okay, cut here, hit, cut, hit, cut, and it's like, okay, next video.
Yep.
Subscribe.
And how did you start learning how to edit, or when, like, what got you into the YouTube, Brain?
Well, I actually have my first YouTube video, and it's like dated circa 2007, so it's coming up on like 10-year anniversary of my first Airsoft YouTube video. But back then, nobody watched YouTube. It was just like people dumped their files on there so they wouldn't lose them on their computer, I think. But I actually did editing somewhere in my actual career, so I knew how to do it. And then like around 2012, 2013, I started watching Airsoft again, just because like my I had more free time in my personal life. So I'm like, oh, wow, look at all this stuff. People actually watch YouTube now. And like, I remember watching Level Cap, and he had like the whole 3-cam thing going on. I was like, what? This is cool. So I started looking into it, and then, started doing it. And luckily somebody actually wants to watch my crap, so it worked out nicely.
Around 50,000 people plus.
Yeah.
Not too shabby, my friend. Not too shabby.
Thank you. Slowly moving up at a very constant rate. No spikes for this guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I noticed that people that go with like steady streams have their subscriber base is much more
healthy.
I would say healthy. Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I definitely can't complain about my actual subscribers. The dudes like turn out, and as far as watching the videos, I pretty much get the same viewership on every video, so it almost doesn't matter what the hell I put out. It's like it'll get like in 2 months I'll get like 13,000-15,000, so that's like the standard. And they're really good about like comments and likes and whatever. Most of the videos are high 90s, like 98% I think is my channel average for likes, which might be that seems pretty good, because any other video I watch, there's usually like the bar never makes it to the end on the like meter. So my subs are really cool, and they interact with me, and I see like the same people over and over, so it is healthy like you say. But I'm not gonna be mad if it doubles in size over the next month or anything like that.
For sure. Yeah, like there's like people that go viral with like their meme videos, or they try to go around working the system,
Yeah, gotta do that cheater. Oh my god, worst cheater ever video.
Getting physical.
I mean, I would say this, that like there's people there that use it more than others. I think like I told Storm this, Storm Airsoft, that it's kind of like a pool where you can dip your toes in, but if you go and if you're like in it completely, it's like you just come out looking like shit,
It's a shit pool, I guess.
Exactly.
Brain, I want to ask you another question. I'm going to have several questions throughout the podcast, obviously.
Yeah,
but
that's how it works.
He came prepared.
I actually know. These are off the top of my head as the conversation goes on. I'm very skilled that way, radio and all that stuff.
That's true.
But the question being, because you've been doing this for a while now. I remember subscribing to you for the first time, and you were with you had the Tokyo, was it the P90? Yeah, you had the P90.
Oh yeah, that was like the first 6 months of the channel. Like, I mean, the resurrection of the channel. It's the same channel, but part 2.
But you've built yourself on getting all these unique guns. Playing here, and here. You came out with your mounts, which have been fantastic. You've put them on different places, third person, in front of the gun, which is fantastic. I want to go into detail, though, there is a thing with snipers these days that have just become very popular. Now, when you put out a sniper video, does that seem to give you some sort of spike as opposed to your normal videos, maybe your normal gameplay scrimmage videos?
I think maybe, no. When I first started fielding the SRS, I think it was a little bit of a novelty because almost nobody played with that thing. But now I think it's actually probably sort of negatively affecting me, because there's so many, like you said, everyone's a friggin' sniper now. I think people actually are looking for somebody using it. Yeah, sorry. Snoopy, you need to get a sniper rifle so I can assault you too.
No.
Snoopy sniper.
Yeah, I think Jet's actually going to have probably a boost when people go. Everyone's probably trying the sniper thing once they get sick of it, because it's not that easy. And when everyone's sniping, it's going to become a total mess. Somebody with an M4 is just going to go and roll on all of them. So I think the M4 crowd's kind of going to make a comeback, and channels that are not doing the sniper thing might actually see a boost. Like, if you see that people have been growing, well, never mind, that's a bad example. It's Swamp Sniper and everybody. For me, I don't think it really gives me much of a boost. People that like my gameplays, they watch it regardless, and people that don't, if they want to watch sniper videos, there's plenty of content out there, and there's people doing it better than me. So I honestly just really like playing with the sniper rifle. It's a whole thing that I didn't really think was possible until about a year ago, and not until I got my SRS shooting well, which has only been in the last few months. So I'm like new to it, and I'm still excited about it. That's why I keep dragging it everywhere. And I actually built a loadout now. Like, if you saw my latest video, I call it the Assault Sniper, where the sniper rifle is my secondary. So I'm using a primary gun, something like an AK or M4, whatever, something that I could, go on the front lines. It's field limit legal. Sure. And then if I get in a situation where I'm on the hill or I'm in some building and I got some people like a blink head at long range, then I'll whip out the sniper rifle because it's hanging on my back the whole time. I've got the SRS down to the 16-inch variant right now, which is like a CQB M4 size. And I create a sling for it where I could actually wear it on my back. So I'm kind of going to, so sniper rifle be in the secondary. So, like this week I'm planning on using my new AK. So it'll be an AK video, but maybe at some point I'll get a chance to use my sniper rifle. So it's kind of going to be a different gameplay versus the usual. You get your main gun and you get your pistol as a sidearm. My sidearm is a sniper rifle, so I could do whatever I need to do with the 400 FPS gun, and then if the opportunity presents itself, I have something for the longer range. So hopefully that'll give it a little bit of a twist, and then I could still play with a sniper rifle, but not just focus on that and be stuck camping in the back of the map trying to pick some people that are not paying attention off.
That's pretty
Hey,
cool.
I have a question for you. How's the weight? Like, I mean, I'm actually, when I watched it and I saw that different, because that was like something completely new, and it was like very refreshing for me, because I always see people with like the starter kit,
Mark 23.
Hey.
Oh, you're like 10 for 10 on the checklist. You just need a huge camera on top of your scope and you're set.
Are you an airsoft sniper?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You know you're an airsoft sniper when.
1, 2, 3, test. 1, 2, 3, sync. Well, I did, but like in all fairness, like just to go off on a tangent, that MK23, I'm having so much fun with it. I actually have a video of it right now on my I was just working on it before, the MK23, and I got like 12 people. And there's guys that were like, they got shot in the head. They looked around and they didn't see where the person was coming from. And then I hit him in the head again.
You don't have to call those, right? Those are optional hits.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Never happened, actually.
It's like if you don't see me, it doesn't happen.
Right.
Exactly. But back on the, and I like that topic about you were saying, but yeah, like I'm going to try that out. I'm actually want to go to my local field and try that out and see how it is, because my VSR 10 is super light, and one of the biggest problems I have is just going into being with a team and then like saying, okay, we're going to go inside this room.
Yeah.
Rev, I want you to watch the back. And I'm
yeah,
like, okay.
You're useless. You just stay here, and when the war happens, blow this whistle.
Exactly. And then it's like, oh, where guys, where'd you guys go? Guys?
Yeah.
Guys?
Typical.
Hello?
Typical.
And so I'm like by myself and stuff. So I'm gonna give that a shot, and I'm gonna see. And
that might be tough with the HPA line though. Trying to fumble with two guns, you're just gonna strangle yourself with one of the slings.
I actually have I was running a Tech 9, and
right.
I was running with a sling, and I slinged it in a way that it was like on a clamp, and this clamp was the best holster I've had. I wouldn't say a holster, but I mean like a way of retenching it without having to like bobble around. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have that clamp on my chest rig, and I'll run like my sniper on my right, like on my center, and I'll have my rifle in the back on the right. And so whenever I just swing my sniper, I think on the right side on the left side. A lot
of logistics to be worked out still.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's a work in progress, guys.
Well, see, the thing is, I made a sling for my SRS that doubles like backpack straps, and I'll do a video on that separately. But when I'm wearing that thing, I could hang upside down. It's not gonna fall off me because it's a backpack. I mean, still move around a little bit, but the second half of the first day we played, I didn't get a chance to use the SRS at all because we were just trying to storm this one building. That's all we did, and it just hung on my back the whole time. But I could still be in there doing stuff because I had my Crytek, and that was my frontline gun. The goal was
that video.
Yeah, the goal, it hasn't been done yet, but the goal was to get in the building and use the sniper, but I never had that chance. So having it on my back and out of the way, I was still actually able to contribute to the team somehow. So I'll do that video, and then maybe we'll get inspired to do that backpack sling. It's a product like it exists already, but it's kind of a little more cumbersome. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, I'll get you a notification squad, so we're good.
Oh wow, I feel so special.
Fancy.
So the other question I have for you is this: you kind of touched on it, and I think this is it was a good segue. Was that you're saying that a lot of people were like sniping, and a lot of people were like YouTube snipers, and I think that what do you think about like a lot of like the trends and about airsofting? Because I've noticed that it used to be like in 2014 and 2015 it was all about showing off the guns, because there hadn't been a lot of YouTubers that had that large assortment. So people that were like Level Cap or Jet were like sponsored by Evike or Airsoft GI and having a lot of guns. And now, like 2016, it's like all about the snipers. What do you think? What do you think coming into like 2017 is going to be all about?
I don't know. I think it's all going to be about the Chris Vector, the way everyone's excited about that thing. But once everybody chills out, I don't know. I don't see the sniper trend really slowing down, because it's everyone's biggest fantasy. It's the laying in the bush, and everyone's just walking around.
It's just so cool.
It is cool. I mean, even in airsoft, it's obviously not the same as real life, where you're half a mile away or 2 miles away, whatever. But you're far away. You're not far enough away that they think you can't reach them, but you can. That's the beauty of it. So you still have that God mode feeling where you're like, you guys are pretty confident right now, walking in the middle of the open. And if the wind doesn't blow when I pull this trigger, one of you is gonna get a BB in you. So you still get to experience that feeling, I think, that everyone chases after in video games and movies, where the sniper's like the king of cool. It still applies to airsoft, and I don't see that really going away, because that's been popular forever in video games and everything else. So I think it's going to keep going unless it gets so saturated that people are just get tired of it. But it's basically sniper rifle, pistol, and your regular rifle. Maybe shotguns will make a comeback. I don't see anyone using shotguns nowadays.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, that's all CQB basically. But we had a guy out there in the field this past op running AA-12 on the field. I don't know how well he did with it, but
oh wow,
he went for it.
That's special. don't
yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? No, not Dig, but he had his Evo and his fancy unicorn AK, the PP-19, whatever.
Yes. Rev, I'll let you take that question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What do I think about trends and stuff?
Yeah, where do you think it's going?
I think it's going to be going to way more, like it's going to really hit the mainstream, at least with sniping. It's going to keep going harder. I mean, you saw how it is with Knowledge showing off his like sniper rifle. It's kind of just like everyone's going to own one, everyone's going to have one, and then when they take it to a field, they're going to be like, what do I do? How do I sight in a gun? Why is it that my BBs, I see the person, but my BBs are flying off on the other end?
Yeah.
Why is it that I'm, and they're not going to know about what happens when, BBs are when your rifle is canted to a certain side, it's going to swerve and completely miss. Yeah. So,
I mean, those are general like rules of airsoft, but if you're new and it's your first gun, you don't know any of that stuff. And then just anyone listening, be aware that sniper videos, you're seeing, I don't know, like everything else, about 5% of the shots make it to the video. There's a lot of stuff that first you miss, or the wind takes it, or or the gun freaks out, or it's dry fires or something. There's a lot of stuff that gets cut out. So we don't just take 8 shots and hit 7 times. It's a lot. The percentage is a lot lower than that.
Sure.
Yeah,
that's true.
And even for me, like I'll watch Novrich and it looks like he's just killing everything, and I go out there and my gun, I feel like it's a piece of crap, because obviously you don't hit on every shot, and I know he's cutting a lot of stuff out. I mean, I've talked to him about it, but still, your brain, you're only human. You kind of you see something and you take that in, and that gets stuck in your brain for some reason. So it's hard to be rational about these things. Sometimes you get a little too excited about stuff. At least I do.
Yeah, it's all about the hype, and the other thing is that it is, it's like there's like a everyone thinks that you're like a god of the.
Oh dear, is it time already? You hear that? You hear that, Brain?
I hear some background noise.
It's the mom call.
No. That's my sister.
Oh, better. Tell her I said hi.
Slightly worse.
I'll leave it in.
Leave it in. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'll leave it in. Yeah, go ask your question.
Okay.
Sibby, ask your question.
Okay. Well, it wasn't a question. It was more along the lines of the trending and all. But I would really like to see your sister playing airsoft. No, I'm just kidding. I really would like to see LMGs, take that lead, be that new thing, because I think with all these zoom cams coming out, all these third-person angles and all that, I think there is nothing cooler than watching a barrage of BBs heading towards your opponent. Not one BB, like 60 BBs coming at one person. I think that is awesome.
Yeah, you're right. That would be cool. And it's basically at most fields now, the only way you're going to use full auto is if you are rocking an LMG. It's pretty much all semi-auto. I never even think to use full auto on anything other than an LMG because it's pretty much restricted. So that's a good idea. And like I shot the M60 video a couple months ago.
You did.
And it was awesome. Like you just see like just this cloud, and one of them clipped him. And it looks cool because following a single BB is tough. It's easy to follow a stream leading from the muzzle to the target.
Oh, he's gonna call it.
Yeah,
just take a mouthful.
Be surprised.
Burnt my patch.
No, I like that. I like that idea. I got a VFC bar here that's just waiting to go to the field, but there's so many other guns that come up before it. It's waiting its turn.
You think it'll get an R-hop?
Actually, it's shooting pretty well from what I've been able to test it, but we'll see. I always give them a chance stock, and if they shoot well, then good. Like the 805 Bren, it shot pretty dang well. So I don't think I'm gonna touch it because the less you mess with it, usually the better it works. At least for me.
Speaking of messing with your newest toy with the 10-pound trigger.
Oh yeah, the GBLS.
Yes, sir. How's that working out, and what do we have to look forward to in the future from that?
Well, they are asking me to send the lower receiver to them, so I think they're gonna fix the trigger. I think they've gone to like a 6-pound trigger, which probably still is too much, but certainly better than the wall you had to break through before. And then I got to do something about that hop up because that thing was all over the place, and I don't think the trigger is gonna fix any of that. So I don't know, I'm holding off on it. I was excited about it, and then I played with it, and then I just deflated because it was just such a letdown.
But were you really surprised?
I was. I mean
everything. It's $3,000.
Yeah, first that, and then everything I tested it when I did the video, just shooting like 60 feet away. That thing had better accuracy than a lot of my AGs. So I don't know what happened between then and the field. My guess is something about rapid firing. There's something not locking up properly, and you're losing air, or you're just having inconsistencies from shot to shot. But everything was going well, other than the trigger and stuff and burning through the fuses, which is what I was worried about, and none of those things really played into it. It was the whole new problem that developed on the field. So I just kind of ran out of steam on that project. I need to send the lower back to them and then maybe get excited about it again. But right now it's just kind of hanging on the floor here collecting dust.
Oh god. See, that's why they gave you the extra mag, so you don't realize the hop up is actually shit.
I don't see how that solves it.
Jesus. That's a shame. I really hope they figure that out. I don't know what I'm doing with the hop up now.
Was that like your biggest lemon of a gun?
Well, if you consider the price, then yeah, because the return on investment. I mean, I didn't pay for it. It was sent to me as a test model. But putting that aside, just the cost and then the results, definitely in that sense. I have an MP40 by AGM that I think can't hit anything at 40 feet, which is like embarrassing. I could throw a BB more accurately than that. So that might be technically the biggest lemon, but that thing costs like $110 or something. So
it could be 11, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it definitely landed in the lemon category.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
I was looking forward to it too.
It's a work in progress. That's the thing. Like, my example is, think of the first iPad. If somebody gave you that right now, you'd probably be pretty annoyed with it. And you're comparing like to other M4s, which are, let's say, developed iPads, and this is like an iPad with a twist, but it's performing like one of those black and white tablets from the early 2000s that you keep your schedule in or something. So it's a little unfair to judge it against other AEGs. I think it's its own category, but obviously it has ways to go, and I hope it succeeds, because it'd be cool if we had every type of gun that had a reciprocating bolt with everything being realistic, and it actually shot well. That would be like, I mean, how much cooler would airsoft be if everything functioned like that? Imagine a saw with like a working bolt and you have actual recoil, and then it like
that'd be so exciting.
Overheats, or it cycles a belt or something, maybe just for visual purposes. Just you have to keep re-putting the belt in or something every time you go through it. So there's a lot of cool potential to it, but yeah, it needs a lot of work at this point still.
No, I hear you.
I hear you too. That actually would be a pretty cool idea. Just have like more realistic.
Yeah.
I think
a realistic bolt. Imagine using your Barrett brain.
With the recoil.
Going for the realistic bolt.
Oh man, that would be cool. That's the biggest disappointment of that gun is you pull the trigger and like it's HPA, so nothing happens. It's like beep beep beep. Like CQB Russian, he built the same gun and he was using that thing. He's a freaking basically speed softer, and he goes out with that thing on the field and he's just like with the trigger like a crazy person. I'm like, dude,
because it's semi.
Freaking sniper rifle. Take it easy with the rapid fire. He just can't get out of his brain. He sees a target and he just wants to dump as many rounds as he can in the 2 seconds they're in the open.
I can't imagine Russian as a CQB player. He's a big dude.
Yeah, but he moves slow and he's very good at it. Obviously, I mean it's in the name, so you know it's good.
Oh yeah. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
And what about traveling? Are you thinking about traveling anywhere else? Like I know it might be a little more difficult with your situation, but would you be able to like travel to like other places that are outside of California?
Yeah, I'm certainly. I think I'm down to go anywhere within driving distance. I don't know if I'm ready for flying yet. It just seems like a huge pain in the ass. And the way I pack like I'm going on 3 different milsims or 3 different days worth of trips. I mean, I got like backup 2 or 3 backup guns every time because you know it's airsoft and something's gonna break. And then I got like backup cameras and backup batteries, everything. Like I over prepare for everything. So trying to fit all that on a carry-on luggage or just even check-in luggage with guns, it just seems like a pain in the ass. At least in the car you can just throw it all in and now you're responsible for yourself and you don't have to worry about TSA or airport security, any of that stuff. You just go. So I'm hoping to drive some places. We got something we're planning to go to in Northern California later this year, I think in April. And then we'll see from there, maybe Copperhead. That's in New Mexico, but it's still in driving distance from here.
Sure.
So, yeah, definitely reaching out now that I got a taste of the milsim. I want to get some more of that.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
I do have a question.
Yes.
Another question. You seem to be, as you've told us, pretty prepared. I would say expecting the worst. Expecting the worst, right? But the question is, how many cameras do you actually have?
Actual cameras that I could record something with right now?
No, actual cameras that go fish and all that stuff and play cards with. Yeah, Brain.
No, I mean like I have a lot of broken cameras. I don't know if you want to count.
No, I'm just busting chops. But yeah, like GoPro cameras, Zoom cameras. Like how many cameras? I guess too general of a question, man. Shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's like sitting in the bin. That's the parts bin. It's like the equivalent of those old gearboxes that no longer work. Because I was messing around with like running external wires for these things, and they're pretty delicate. You mess with them too much, they're like, I'm done here, dude. I'm supposed to be hanging on the dashboard, collecting dust, not being taken apart and then put into different shells. But actual functional cameras, probably like maybe 12, 15, something like that.
Oh,
see, that's what I figured. I figured he had a lot of cameras on him. Okay.
Yeah, there's some like that. I've retired the Mobius first generation. Basically, I've switched to the run cam, so I still have them, but they're just sitting there doing nothing at this point.
So you're using your Zoom your Zoom. Wait, what was it? Because I actually do have a Mobius.
Yeah, I noticed that. You gotta get with the times, man.
I do. I think so too.
60 FPS is where it's at.
It is 60 FPS. Wait, isn't
No, the Mobius is not.
Oh my god.
You haven't
really. This guy's he's a pusher man for equipment because I already bought the GoPro Hero 5. He's like, yes, buy it, please.
You haven't been running 60 FPS all this time, Rev? Where have you been, man? This is why you're not getting the views, okay, and the subscribers.
That's right.
It's like, why is it so cloudy?
Don't worry.
Why is...
I think now just scope cam is actually only 30 FPS, so I don't think the FPS is holding you back.
No, not
Gotta find another excuse.
There you go. Yeah, I have it in a pretty cool spot. Like, I actually have like the where it's mounted is I use like the same company's like rifle scope, like the rings for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I mounted like one of those Picatinny extenders on it, that like on the scope rings, and I just mounted the BrainExploder Mobius camera on there.
Yeah,
Made by
By
BrainExploder.
shapeways.com.
You have it on top of on the scope, right?
Yeah, I have it on top of the scope. Yep.
Yeah, that's a good spot. I noticed that sometimes works better because, you know, the way BBs go, they kind of go up a little bit, so they kind of end up flying into the path of the camera. Sometimes that works better than if you have it like on the muzzle, they'll kind of fly up and away from it a little bit. So yeah, that's a really good spot for it.
The one thing that gets me nervous about getting like the run cams is just that the lens is so much bigger that it's gonna get shot out. Because at least with the Mobius with the zoom lens, that lens, I mean, you gotta have like the worst luck if you get that thing shot out.
It's like smaller than the BB. You'd have to, it'd have to be the perfectest hit of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think those things will blow up from a BB. I should do a test because I have plenty of spare lenses laying around. But I've had many zoom cameras on the front of me, and I've never blown one out, and I've had lots of flashlights that get shot out. So
I don't think that though. Like, you've been playing for a while, and you've had several, zoom cameras. I'm kind of surprised you haven't broken.
Me too,
anything.
and I don't play CQB that much, and the few times I have, if I put a flashlight there with just a standard, mil-spec whatever glass on it, it gets blown out. And I've replaced all of it with Lexan at this point, but I've had like 2 or 3 flashlights shot out, so I'm definitely getting hit there. And I've seen footage of the zoom cam get hit, and it could do it. I think the glass on those things is pretty thick. It is like optical glass sometimes, so it might be not like it's a little thin piece of glass pane that you would expect from some cheap thing. So I don't think you really have to worry about that.
I think
I might have to order one.
I think we're getting very technical with this podcast.
Yes, sorry.
That's perfect. I think that's I think I expected that coming from how he's kind of like the tech. I would say the tech of Airsoft, yeah.
Except I don't work on AEGs.
No. I feel like he's pushed. I'm not trying to like suck your dick or anything, Brain, but I feel like you've pushed innovation for Airsoft at least when it comes to cameras. Okay, because nobody ever, at least from what I know, nobody's ever considered 3D printing mounts for run cameras, Mobiuses. A lot of the time, most of the time, I've never actually seen a Mobius until I saw one of your videos, and then they boom came out of nowhere. So
yeah, and it's a dash cam, so it wasn't marketed at Airsoft in any way, but all of it came out of necessity. I wanted to record zoom footage, and I didn't want to put a camcorder on top. That was a huge pain.
No, you
and
put
then
low profile, it works.
Yeah, and everybody was running or I think at that time it was like Jet and Level Cap had the
Rage
contour, yeah, with the zoom, which I didn't know what that was, but Rage Cams was basically doing the same thing that we're doing now. It's taking a CCTV lens, putting it into a camera, but they kept that to themselves, obviously, because they're smart businessmen. And like me, I made a freaking video about it, and then everybody can do it. But we've also been making our own cameras. I basically farmed the business out to my buddy. I'm like, hey, you want to make money? Because people keep asking me for the build cameras. He's like, okay. I'm like, here, build these cameras. I basically taught him how to do it, and he's really good about it. So the information's out there. If somebody wants to build their zoom lens, it's on my channel. And if you don't, just go to brainexplodermerch.com and you could get them pre-built. And it's the same cameras I use, so if you like my gameplay footage, you could have the same thing.
One day you can have all of Brain Exploder's 50,000 subscribers.
Yes, all of them. Just make a video about a cheater or something.
No, that'll work out.
Dude,
Airsoft gets physical, guys.
If you don't want to wait.
And what do you think about that? Like, we always kind of ask like that with a lot of the YouTubers. What do you think about like that whole thing with the clickbaity? Because I know that if there's one thing about your channel that you have a lot of, you kind of keep it clean, and I think you've only done one funny moments where you kind of went all out, and it was good because it was like, okay, I know where this is going, but like there's some, with some people like, I'll say to myself because I'm guilty of it, absolutely.
Yes,
for sure. that I'll put like stupid like thumbnails on there. But I would only say is as a necessity, because people usually say that, you know, the thumbnail is the reason why people click on a video.
Well, that's all you have to go by. It's, when you're browsing, it's title, thumbnail, maybe a little bit of description. That's it. So if you don't entice people with that, no matter how great your video is, you're kind of missing out on potential views. If you're going for views. So I think it is important, definitely, but I don't think it has to be clickbait every time for everybody, because that gets annoying too. You feel like you're always being tricked into watching the video, and then you're like pissed. You're like, why? What? Why? I knew this was gonna happen. Why am I watching this still?
Yeah, and I think that with YouTube at least, it feels like it kind of, unfortunately, puts an emphasis on that kind of like that type of attention.
Yeah, if you ever look at just trending videos, not Airsoft, but you look at trending videos, none of them are like me preparing a cupcake or something. It's always like biggest steak eaten in 10 minutes. You're like, wow, what's happening?
Giant
like, is this person
tacos.
gonna die? Like, I need to watch this.
1,000-degree knife challenge.
Yeah, it has to be something bizarre. Like, people don't want mundane. Their life is mundane, so they want something exciting. So it makes sense, you know. No one makes TV shows about you going to the grocery store and getting all the stuff you need and coming home. Like, it has to be something.
Oh, hold on, I think you haven't seen Casey Neistat yet.
Oh yeah, god damn it.
There we go. There we go.
I'm starting to get more and more. I don't understand the hype on that guy, but I'll just talk shit
He's
about
everywhere
him.
though. He's like in the Samsung commercial during the Oscars, like, hey, we're YouTubers. He doesn't represent all of YouTubers.
I liked his vlogs. I mean,
they're good, but you're watching someone else do stuff you do. Like, what the hell's so exciting about it?
What's so important about him? Who made him?
There's nothing important about him. He made vlogs look good.
Yeah, he does. His editing is insane, but
right,
he's doing like boring everyday things. Like, why do people watch it? I get if you're watching to learn how to edit a blog or vlog, whatever, but as far as watching it every day, like taking 10 minutes out of your life to watch somebody else's life, like, what?
No, I agree. There's a lot better vlogs. I saw a vlogger the other day who was actually making his own road trip bus. Like, he emptied out the bus, he put, you know, a hot tub in it and everything. It was crazy. He made a second story out of with a school bus. You know, that's a cool vlog. God. That's amazing.
Yeah, you don't see that every day. You didn't do that day yourself. That you need to actually watch a vlog about it. You didn't make a 2-story bus, so it makes sense you would want to watch that.
Right. But Casey Neistat, his videos I think are a good platform to get an idea of how to edit properly, because they're pretty perfect. I mean, they're about nothing, but they're perfect.
He knows how to get to the stuff that's relevant, how to keep the flow to where you're about to tune out and you're like, oh, something's happening, something changed. Like, a lot of people, and this, I mean, I'm guilty of it. Anyone who starts YouTubing at first, they edit stuff based on what's interesting to them versus what's interesting to the viewer. And it's hard to tell because, you know your life, and maybe you're editing an Airsoft gameplay and you're moving through a building. Like my last video, it felt like I did some of this, but you're moving through a building, you're moving up, and you know it was cool at the time because, you know, there was tension and it was exciting, but someone watching this, they're like, well, I'm just watching you walk around with a gun. Like, get to the good stuff. So it's hard to... His videos are good for learning kind of what to cut out and just get to the meat and potatoes of the thing.
Absolutely.
Kind of like tell a story.
Yeah, tell a story, get the information across, but don't like just, you know, harp on one thing for the whole freaking video.
No, I definitely agree on that. A lot of YouTubers actually have a very hard time telling a story. Personally, with me, I don't give a shit about a story. I just want to montage everything together and just hope everybody enjoys it. But for the most part, it is essential, if you want to make a good video, to actually have a storyline. With BrainExploder and you, Rev, you like to put out those a little snippet at the beginning of what you guys do. Maybe
everybody
it's not the
does that. That's
Yeah.
video clickbait.
Yeah, which is...
It's kind of because that's the thing, that you want to get the best clip of it, and then put that at the start, because that's what people are clicking on a thumbnail for.
Yeah, you want to get enticed like first 2 seconds of the video. Like, oh, he's gonna shoot a guy in the head. Now I have to watch this. Although I usually put something in there that doesn't actually show up in the video. It's like kind of stuff that didn't fit anywhere, but it was cool. So I'll be like, let me just throw it in there, because otherwise it's garbage. And then you'll get the video. I mean, it's still related. I don't just put like a supermodel there for no reason and then, hey, here's me
of course.
sniping some kids.
If you guys didn't know, that is an actual way of storytelling. You put that big part out in the beginning first, and then you go on with the beginning of the story, and then you go through the progression of it, and then you end up at that same place, and then continue on with the story. It's a classic storytelling thing. Yeah. That's how it usually goes.
Look at you over here. Johnny knows about stories.
Let me tell you a story.
Mr. Storyteller.
No. I watch a lot of movies in my time. Oh, I should do that. Hashtag Snoopy story times, man. Let me tell you.
You know what I want to do is like a series where I interview people that play Airsoft. You know, you guys, Jet, whatever. Like actual, maybe people we know, so you kind of more care about it. But talk about stuff that wasn't recorded. Because I remember Jet telling me once the story about he was at some Milsim whatever event, and then his gun died, everything died, but he picked up like this dude's PKM, I think, and he was just like spraying down everybody, just kicking ass. But none of it's recorded, and it was like epic. So, and the way he was telling it was like, it was probably better than the video would have been. So
right, I
was like, this is cool. Just to have like a thing where airsofters tell off-camera stories.
That is
of course
cool.
You could end up with a bunch of like fishing stories where I killed like 10 armies by myself.
It always ends up
Derringer.
that way.
I had 10 BBs left and I shot 12 people with it.
One bounced and ricocheted around 3 people.
I swear to God,
yeah.
I hit that guy.
Yeah, you don't have to prove anything there. It's like every BB you send, it's a hit in your fake story. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to just get those stories that only exist in their minds, which over the years I'm sure have been glorified to like a whole new level of epicness.
That would be interesting,
Definitely.
especially with like a little bit far-fetched, but with like an animation kind of thing in the back.
Oh yeah, that would be sweet. Somebody does a
really
cartoon
good.
for it.
I'm sure like guys like High Wes can do a little comic like that in the background while somebody's explaining their story. That'd be pretty interesting.
That'd be sweet.
I would like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I'm
but yeah,
taking that idea.
Going back to the thumbnail discussion we're having,
Sure.
I think it's important. I remember when I first started making videos, I figured the thumbnails were important, but I kind of ignored like titles and all that stuff. My titles were like SC Village 12, 6, 14 or something like. It was like
remember.
file names basically, like the way I name my videos. And honestly, I was still getting views and subs. Like my channel's been growing at like at the most constant slope ever. So I don't know if that stuff helps me. Honestly, I think YouTube's punishing me because my channel's so old. It's dated to like 2006, I think I registered. So I think it's taking the whole collective stats of my channel for its life, and it's breaking them down. And it looks like no one watches my stuff. It's like, this guy has 50,000 subs in 10 years. Like, this guy
because
sucks.
you created the channel.
Yeah, I created and basically left it for a while. And then it came
Jesus
back because I already had it. And I think they're like,
wow.
there's some algorithm that's like, this channel, no one wants to watch it because it was dead for a while. And then overall, if you break the stats down, it's not doing gangbusters. So, because I mean, I've tried everything and I'm not that worried about subs, but I kind of am. I don't know why even. It's just, I hate it when somebody blows past me and, I'm watching their stuff. And I'm like, okay, this is good, but my stuff's not 1/3 as good as this. Like and I've been doing this for like 3-4 years. So I just don't know. I'm just trying to get to the point where I'm just playing airsoft, and just enjoying it, and whatever happens with the channel, it happens. Like I'm basically doing all of this for the love of the sport anyway, because YouTube doesn't pay anything. Like if you guys obviously know. So, and luckily it helps out my Shapeways store, so I'm happy with that setup right now. I just it's like a personal thing. Like, why the hell is everyone else growing and I'm like slowly climbing up this evenly kented mountain?
Jesus Christ.
But the things that you're doing it like I was talking with Clean Shot, and one of the things that he said was that you had to look for videos, and this is kind of like talking, and this is something that the audience, that if you're like YouTubers, something that you want to take a look at, is that you want to look at what's like the searchable stuff, the stuff that's like really people look for, because people don't necessarily will see, okay, I want to watch airsoft footage, so they type in airsoft footage.
Mm-hmm.
What they'll do is that they'll be like, oh, you know, I want to look at my favorite YouTuber or Knobridge, or because everybody's like, yeah, you know, I like that one YouTuber with a funny name. Yeah, that guy's really good. So they'll look at that and they'll see all the footage of him because, you know, he's a sniper. But for us, it's important to be able to show up on the searchable terms. So one example would be, and this is for any hints, if you're ending up buying a Chris Vector, when it comes out, there's going to be a lot of reviews for it. So people are going to be posting a lot of videos and, oh, look at the gameplay, all the stuff. They're going to be wanting to buy a review of it. They want to see the reviews for it because it just came out. They want to, you know, figure out if they want to purchase it or not. So if they see the reviews for the gun and they're like, okay, oh, look at this now. This is now, you know, gameplay. Oh, let me see the gameplay of it. And then your channel starts turning into that, and you start growing that way because there's so much hype on the Vector. But that's the thing, and I think this is why like your channel is much more fresh or more alive, or I would say like more organic, because you're not going by like the fads or the trends or anything. You know, you're not making, you know, 1,000-degree knife cut videos. You're posting just straight airsoft, real airsoft. So when I see people like constantly posting like cheater videos or airsoft injury videos or airsoft injury top 10 videos, it's like, yeah, you know, you're getting the subs, you're getting 15,000 subscribers, but your stuff is, your other videos of your gameplay aren't going to see that amount because they're only going through the viral. And that's what I kind of also want to touch upon too. And what do you think about it? Do you think that the YouTubers, like people on YouTube that watch YouTube videos, are completely separate from the people that play airsoft on the field?
No, I think you just go to YouTube for everything. I mean, first, anytime I want to learn any kind of skill, YouTube first thing. So I'm mostly on YouTube to learn things for, you know, real life applications. So I'm guessing a lot of people are like, hey, this airsoft looks cool, let me check it out. I think at first they're obviously not playing because they're like, they want to grasp the whole thing before they dive into it. But then a lot of them, you know, they watch it and they see, oh, this guy got a new gun, maybe I should get that gun. So yeah, I think most of the people are on there preparing for either a purchase or for their next purchase or field tactics or whatever. I think it's very much intermingled, the playing and the watching.
That's good. Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I would. Some people were saying like for me at least, what I would think is that there's people on YouTube that watch airsoft for like the memes or the injury or the cheater videos or when like this next airsoft funny video is coming out. You know?
Yeah, that's
and
true.
I would almost say that's interesting. Yeah, and I would almost say like those are the kind of subscribers that, you know, might not be familiar with airsoft. They might not know that, you know, when you go to the airsoft field, it's not like every single person there is cheating or every single person is like falling on their $4,000 their $1,000 gun and it's like bending in half. LOL fail. But
yeah, it's true. Like, if that's all that, if they type in, you know, airsoft video and the first 20 videos are like cheaters and broken guns, then they think that's all airsoft is because they haven't seen anything otherwise. Then I don't understand why they'd be fishing for airsoft videos in the first place. Like,
yeah, think about it. I want to see what happens when you search airsoft.
The first thing that comes to mind to me. Oh god.
No.
It's always Knobridge.
No. It's actually it's not. You guys are all. It's actually the first.
It's called a new game. What did you Google? Bum, 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 bum. You search a term and then we have to guess what the first thing that comes up.
But I'll tell you something, Brain. If you go on YouTube and look up Wolverine Airsoft, who pops up?
Oh, come on. I didn't bring that up.
It's Rev. It's Rev.
No,
it's Rev. It's Rev. It's Rev. It's Rev. Okay?
It's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's Wolverine Airsoft.
Bullshit.
And Amped Airsoft. No, yeah, if you look up Wolverine Airsoft.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But
Wolverine
first video.
Bolt. Wait, let me correct myself. Wolverine Bolt.
Oh, but that's cheating.
No, that's not cheating. Okay, you
don't try to.
No. I gotta give you that like Wolverine Bolt plug-in right there, buddy. Because as soon as you go into YouTube, you type in Wolverine Bolt, your name comes in. You basically started the whole fucking Wolverine Bolt. Everybody must buy this thing because it's a fucking awesome thing. You're it. I bow down to you. You're the greatest. You fucking Dalai Lama. You fuck you.
Okay.
That started as a compliment.
I'll take it as a compliment. I'll take it.
It all ends very quickly from here.
Yes.
It all goes down from here. Now it's just gonna start calling me bad words. But yeah, like it's just like it's how much it's good to see like certain channels like promoting this stuff, like bigger channels, but you know it's like I want to see people like promoting the sport correctly, because with those like fail videos, those cheater videos, it kind of gives it a bad rap. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, that's your only interaction with it. Of course, you can think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I never thought about people watching videos, airsoft videos, even though they don't airsoft. To me, it seems like I don't watch paintball videos because I'm not interested in it, and I don't even watch people play video games that I like to play because I'm like, I could be playing the same game. Why am I watching this person? But there are people out there that like to watch instead of participate, so it makes sense.
Maybe not on YouTube, but I've seen several videos just pop up on Facebook, and millions of people are, like with some of Navrich's videos, they're out on Facebook. Like you'd see 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people watching these videos.
Or bodge ups.
Yeah, exactly. And they have nobody knows what they're doing or how they're doing. They just know, oh, they're playing with toy guns, great. But it helps. It helps with the community and all that stuff. Don't know where I was going with that, but
No, it's good. It gets the kind of the general public out there, so hopefully it could grow and get the sport bigger and more well known. I don't know if you guys saw this a couple of nights ago. Stephen Colbert and the Colbert, whatever.
Oh
his
yeah,
he was talking about airsoft. I was like, this is the most positive thing about airsoft ever. Like, and that dude knows things. Like, it was impressive.
Apparently, he's talking about plays. It's crazy.
Yeah, he says his kids play. I think he's into it too, because you don't know about green gas first if you don't play, and you don't know about bio-BB swelling up in humid temperatures.
This man is educated.
Like, he either studied it in college or something, or he friggin' plays. And
I want that man on my team.
Yeah, if we could get an actual celebrity that's not, Ted Nugent or something that's into.
Speaking of celebrity, cool. Speaking of, I saw a picture of he was set up and everything. It was Drake playing airsoft.
What?
Yeah.
No.
It was a long, like maybe a year ago, a year and a half ago. It's a picture of Drake playing airsoft. Okay, it was on his Instagram and everything. He's like, yeah, man, playing airsoft is what I love to do. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
What? Love to do? That's a strong word.
Well, maybe I'm exaggerating, But he was playing
it.
He
talks
was,
like
it wasn't like a rental thing. He was like set up and ready to fucking go.
Huh. Well, that would be sweet.
It's like, shit, Drake, where are you playing at, man? I want to meet you.
Yeah, you have a big
Toronto.
turnout.
Yeah, well, there we go. Shit.
Another Canadian sniper or a Canadian airsofter.
All he needs is a fucking GoPro on his head, and he'll be the next big thing. Shit.
Yeah, he doesn't need to get any kills. He just needs to put out a video, and that'll be the next big thing.
What would the name of that be?
Drake plays airsoft.
Drake plays airsoft. There we go. Done. I'll make the channel right now.
Just make that video too. You don't need to actually have Drake in it.
Jesus Christ.
Just every celebrity plays airsoft. That's every video from now on.
Oh my god.
Courtney Love plays airsoft.
Like you put I don't know, Angelina Jolie, and you just put her with like 2 guns.
Yeah.
And you
put an orange tip on whatever gun she's holding, and so it looks like airsoft. Boom. Clickbait to the max.
Laura Croft one.
Yeah,
which was like 20 years ago.
Like 12 checkpoints there.
Jesus Christ.
Titties, guns, girls. Damn.
Number one video of all time.
Oh my god, it's super viral. The views are off the chain.
We did it, guys. We did it. We're gonna make things viral. We're gonna find the new trend. Celebrities, actual celebrities.
There you go. Just pay them a fee. They come play with you, and you can call the video. Insert celebrity name, plays airsoft.
There we go. We did it, guys. We did it. We found it.
We're revolutionary.
I'm glad we had this talk.
We have to split this idea though. If it gets big, we gotta go.
Yes, I want 48%.
40%.
Are you fucking kidding me? Brain, fuck your 48%.
I almost want to say I would give it like Brain more, just because he kind of did give up the idea. He kind of invented it, so like 49, 47.
Well, I'm the one who brought up Drake. Fuck you guys.
I brought up Steve Colbert. You just brought a different celebrity up. Hello.
There you go. And I brought up Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
she has
you're on the tail end of this idea. What you could do is, if you can't get the real celebrities, just get someone with the same name, so you're technically not lying, and like have them wear a mask of the celebrity, so you're still you're still kind of speaking the truth, but still get the clicks.
Or just do like an Eric Andre and just say that, someone's actually showing up like Beyonce and just have something completely different. Right, that's Beyonce. It's a guy with it's Beyonce. It's like a guy with a blonde hair.
It's Precious.
Precious.
Oh man.
Precious Airsoft.
No. Like the really like fat, the really fat chick from whatever movie that was. Fuck, I don't remember.
No. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about anybody from Airsoft, but
I know you're talking about a movie.
I'm talking about a movie.
Melissa McCartney.
Yes. No.
What's
her name?
No, we're just thinking. All
right,
mind you, now we're just trying to name fat girls. This is nice, guys. Jesus fuck. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look this shit up.
Mm-hmm. See, it's where you need the little pop-ups for the video. Oh shit.
The pop-ups.
What did you break?
I just smacked my desktop here.
Jesus Christ. Oh, Brain, I have a question for you. Okay? Oh. It's a question, I promise.
Right.
So, remember we spoke before. We did another show kind of like this, but it was live. Fuck you, Tony.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I know. I was with somebody else.
This show is much better, by the way.
I do enjoy doing this a lot more because live, just you expect questions from everybody else, and here you kind of have to be either prepared or you just gotta pull something out of your asshole. I love pulling. You guys, I love pulling shit out of my asshole. Let me tell you that. But
I gotta help him out with that.
Use
Someone
gloves.
put that on the pillow.
Oh my!
Embroider it on the pillow, please, for me.
Jesus Christ. But going back into my ass here, my fuck off. My I swear to God. Jesus Christ, we broke him. He's dead.
He needs a tuning kit to come back to life.
I need the tuning kit.
At Numbridge.nom. Jesus Christ, where's Reese when you need him, man? Holy shit. Okay, I have a question, Tony. Are you gonna interrupt me one more fucking time? God damn it.
I'm just waiting for the ass jokes. I mean, come on now.
Oh well, they're coming in the comments, man. Trust me. But going back to my unrelated thing, I'm just gonna fucking stop beating around the bush. Before Airsoft, you had this. You had an app.
Yeah, I still have it. It's very much out there.
Good question.
Yeah, you had an app, and it was kind of like a gun app. That was one of the first things we saw on the iPhone was gun apps, and you used that to kind of model. You used airsoft guns to model the guns for your app, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's, especially in California, there's no way you're gonna get your hand on like anything basically. So
right.
I needed models for the photo shoot, so I would take a picture of it, then I would deal with it in Photoshop, change it up, make it function like a real gun in the app. But
Right.
I kept collecting all these weird guns just because I was trying to fill up the inventory of the app. That's why I ended up with some of these guns that I've never even shot, that I just like bought, photographed, and put on the shelf. And I was already into airsoft at that point, so it gave me an excuse to buy airsoft guns. So it was like a win-win for me.
Right.
But yeah, that's where a lot of these guns came from. It was just like weird one-off things that you could never get a hold of in real life. But yeah, the app is still very much out there. It's called Wephones, and it's basically a real gun simulator. You could work the gun just like the real thing. Put a mag in, cock it, chamber it, safety, shoot it, and then a lot of the guns, you could hold your phone like a gun. So you could hold in and you could pull the trigger, and then the flash will actually flash every time you shoot. That's one of the features on there. So
No kidding.
Yeah, check it out if you have a
Looks like somebody
smartphone.
knows a lot about their Objective-C.
No, I used Adobe Air.
Wait, and that was an iPhone app, right?
Yeah, it's
iPhone app,
iPhone and
right?
Android. It's both. That's the beauty of Adobe Air. You could export to both.
Huh.
Yeah, you don't have to rewrite it twice.
That's interesting. So and I don't want to go, and we can you can go however detailed you want, but one thing and reason why I subscribe to your channel is that you come from I would almost say I'm gonna throw a ball over here. Do you come from an IT background or a computer science background?
No, well, my degree is in digital arts or whatever, Bachelor of Arts. and I did graphic design basically prior to this, but I've always had like an inkling towards, like making stuff, building stuff, computer stuff, or working with my hands. It all kind of goes together. It's just about creating, so different ways to get there. And pretty much any of that stuff attracts me. So I sort of learned on my own, a little bit through my job, but mostly on my own. And I'm glad I did, because it's the reason why I could sit around and play airsoft all day long.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of that's why I thought about, because I was like, man, why you're saying like, one of the things in your videos was like, you're able to like go in airsoft and like be able to work from home. And I think that was one thing I was like, oh, he's probably making apps and stuff or doing computers.
Yeah, you figured that one out.
So are you telling me that your day job, you are making apps?
Yeah, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you, I'm kind of surprised. I don't know if you're taking me seriously.
No, I believe that. I totally believe that.
Really?
Yeah, because look, I mean, you know how little YouTube pays, and I do a lot of YouTube stuff.
Sure, yeah.
More than I should. If I had like a full-time gig I had to go to for 8 hours a day, there's no way I could do YouTube this often. I'd probably still do it, but I put out a video once a month or something.
Yeah, once a week.
Right.
Once a week, that's a lot. I mean, you guys do it. I'm surprised people that have real jobs can actually put out content constantly. But yeah, this allows me to focus on airsoft, but it's still a hobby. That's the thing. But my situation allows me to be like super immersed in it. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah, no complaints. Every morning I wake up and I'm like, this is the best day ever.
Lucky.
Oh man, is there any? I'm sorry, I want to stray off airsoft real quick. Aside from airsoft and your job, is there anything else that you do?
Well, I mean, I have a family,
hobbies?
So
yeah, that's important.
That takes up a lot of time as well.
I would assume so.
Hobbies? Oh God, I don't know. The standard, going to the movies and whatever, hanging out with friends, if you could call those hobbies. But no, airsoft is. I mean, I'm probably like unhealthily into airsoft. It's like preoccupies my brain. I'll be taking a shower and I'll be like, well, if I could do this, maybe I could do that, and I need to do this. Like I have a checklist of 28 airsoft things I need to do at any given time. Like I'm printing a mount for a gun right now that I'm going to use this weekend. Like there's always something airsoft related going on.
Oh my gosh.
What does the wife think about that? Just out of curiosity.
I think she gets a little fed up with it sometimes, but it's also me being into airsoft is kind of what led to the app, and so it sort of paid dividends being into airsoft. So I don't think she could legally complain too much about it.
Oh, legally.
Legally.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, I guess that's why you do these interviews.
I figured it more as a conversation than anything else. I mean, we now know more about each other. Rev is a fucking psychopath. I'm an asshole, and you play airsoft all day.
Yes, in my brain.
It's cool.
God help us.
So we're playing. So just segue into this. We're playing. You're gonna be able to play with us on March 23rd.
Are you guys both coming, or just you, Rev?
I'm trying to fucking get. God damn it, you guys!
I'm throwing him in my.
What's holding you back?
I think it's my job more than anything else. The only way I'd ever actually get over there is I gotta go at a Friday night or something, guys. Honestly.
Just a weekend? You can't take a day off?
I can't take a fucking day off.
Can you be sick that weekend or that Monday?
I'm sick on Friday.
Gotta be honest, guys. I'm the guy who takes those sick days just for no fucking reason. I'm like, fuck it. I'm sick today. I'm just gonna go jerk off and play Battlefield 1. That's it. I'm one of those guys.
Right after that, he's playing.
Mental health is important, man, and that's part of it. Taking time off, doing something you like.
Yeah.
And I'm not even kidding. I think that should be a factor, for sick days. Why do you always have to feel like crap to take a day off? What if you're healthy and you just you're burnt out on your job? Same difference, right? You're feeling unhealthy in the brain. I guess that's one way to put it.
If you're not really feeling it, I guess.
Yeah,
well, I can tell you.
Why the hell not? I mean, people.
Well,
gonna bullshit anyway.
I'll tell you why. In my case, I work at a radio station, but if you know the Florida Keys is a very thin, layer of land.
Like an onion.
I'm the you're like a fucking onion. Thank you, Rev. I'm the only one who edits, produces, records, and can work the board at my radio station.
Like, what's their backup plan if you die in a horrible car accident on the way to work?
There's no backup plan. Essentially,
that's it. Radio's canceled. There's no radio in the Florida area anymore. Essentially,
we just skip over, put some fucking music on, or by the way, it's all under four different stations. One being AM, so that AM station will just put on like Fox News or some shit like that, and you'll hear like fucking, I don't know, Rush Limbaugh or some bullshit.
Can't you just do a best of show that Friday?
It's all overplayed, honestly. I'm just gonna play music every fucking day, but I can't miss it this time. I can't. The what is it? I went to Tennessee last weekend, and that really took some time off. It was like 3 days off from there. So I'm gonna have to find a Friday night to go. I mean, I have earlier time. I get off earlier now, which I forgot to tell you, Rev. But I'm gonna see what I can do. I gotta get
Friday,
a
come
Friday.
back Sunday. I mean, not like we're gonna be doing stuff during the week anyway. The weekend's the only time you really want to be here.
No,
I kind of want to go to like I think I'm gonna be flying in in the morning on Thursday,
right.
and then I'll be available then. But I know for a fact I'll be. I mean, the best thing to do is to like work out or do something like productive and be exercising, and then go to sleep in a normal time on the West Coast, and then wake up and be like fresh and ready to go. Like, what would be like a good indoor field to play during the weekday?
On the Thursday or on the Friday? Because Friday, a lot of outdoor fields are open here even. Thursday, Tax City is your only really option. So if you fly in and you want to go play the same day, Tax City, it's full force night on Thursdays. So you might like that. It's probably the best time to go to Tax City. Otherwise, it's like a big crowded thing.
What's full force?
Full force means no surrender, no minimum engagement distance, just 18 plus basically.
Oh.
So like the way Airsoft should be played, but it's like a special event. We have all the 10-foot or the 15-foot rule pretty much at every field now.
No way.
Yeah, it's very frequent. There's only a couple places, and there's talk that they might go to the surrender rule as well, which I hate with a passion. Like if I had a cause in Airsoft, it would be the stupid surrender rule.
That's ridiculous.
Is that like fields being worried about insurance or?
Yeah, it takes one mom to complain about her kid being shot point blank, and then we all get screwed.
And there's no way you could tell that mom, hey, that's Airsoft. It's not a thing.
No, she doesn't know anything. She just showed up, and her kid has a welt, and he's pissed off. And she's like, "Why, child was brought here for fun, and he's in pain."
He'll only be in pain for about what? 5 minutes, and he'll get back in the game? No.
Yeah,
no,
I bet the kid's not even making a big deal about it. It's the mom freaks out about it and then has to go tell the manager. Yeah. The kid's like, he doesn't want to look like a wimp in front of all his friends. He'll like, it didn't hurt. Even if it did hurt.
Yeah, exactly. He'll tough it out. Fuck it, buy the kid a Nintendo. I don't give a shit.
They should be like doing another sport. I remember when I went to a CQB field, the mom was complaining to the refs that her son's dye mask had a dent in it.
Oh fuck! God forbid a fucking dent in a dye mask.
Yeah, they dented a dye mask, and so they were like, we just bought this for Christmas. This is not right. This is not okay.
Was it the lens or the body?
The lens.
Oh wow, that's a pretty impressive hit though, to dent a freaking dye mask.
No,
it was.
But at the same time, it's Airsoft. Like, I can't put it any other way aside from it's fucking Airsoft. These things happen. Okay, I remember.
Like you're expecting to get hit.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
I don't know why people are surprised by that.
No.
I'd rather get. As long as I don't get like full auto point blank, which.
That's just an asshole move. That's not Airsoft, really. That's just someone being a dick for no reason.
And you probably deserved it.
No. I mean, it was back in Wasteland when I went the second time at Wasteland where I was we were doing like zombies where the zombies would like try every time they hit someone, they would join the other team, So we did that, but when we switched sides, we were like the last two surviving guys, and we were just like taking people out left and right and stuff. And there was like this one dude with a freaking Polar Star just going full auto. Every time I try to like poke my gun out, I would be like, oh, I wonder when my camera's gonna get shot out. I wonder when it's gonna shot out. Oh, can I poke it out now? Nope. And it would be like a whole. You would just hear like like for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, I'm not even having my gun out. So then it's like I see the guy, and he's like looking at a different way, and all of a sudden he looks at me, and like I'm like, oh my god, and I duck, and of course he goes full auto, and long story short, he's like the only one there. I'm like the second to last person left. He throws one of those like grenades that like explode. They have like a shotgun shell, and that shit blew up right next to me.
This guy's hardcore.
I know, and I was just like, and he's like, "Oh, good job." I'm like, "Yeah, you didn't really, you just threw a freaking like what do you call those rounds? A blank round, a shotgun shell at me and it exploded, and you got me out. Congratulations, you won."
All the skill in the world.
What is this crazy grenade? I'm curious.
It's one of those steel grenades from like fucking was it Europe or something?
Oh,
yeah.
they're not allowed in here.
They use a blank round. You gotta like sneak them in, sort of.
Yeah.
You could just order them. They don't really care about it. It's the same thing with like gun trades. Yeah, like they don't care about us buying it from like Hong Kong or China.
No.
It's because the issue runs when people buy like manufacturers like Evike or Airsoft GI when they buy Glocks, like those TM Glocks, then they get into a problem.
But I thought the grenades had like the explosive thing about it or whatever, blank firing. That was.
I feel like that would be the thing. Like
yeah,
not so much trademarks because they're all non-trademark anyway. They're just random tubes.
But they're so badass looking. Like one of them looks like a legit flash grenade from Call of Duty.
And that's where the real stuff comes from.
I wonder how you get like that whole whiteout. Like, is that really how it is? Like you just like feel like your face, like I don't know.
Oh, I think I could find it. If
you can't see anything for a few seconds, type thing. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
I think they made that. The
Enola Gay has a flashbang.
Yeah, Enola Gay just made one.
They did. Right. They blew one up at Tac City. I was there for that 3-gun warm-up test, and it looked pretty impressive. And it leaves a big thing of smoke behind too, so it kind of works on both ends.
That's pretty neat. And like I think, and I was using one of those pea grenades, like the ones that are like the ones with like the ceramic grenades that are like the clay ones, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And those things are fucking awesome. I took out like 6 guys that were underneath a hill on a bush, and they're like, "Oh, it hit me like 10 feet away."
Oh really? You can actually feel the BBs come out of it?
No, it's not a BB. It's the shell.
Oh, the shell hit him. Jeez.
Yeah, I think that those that have shells now, and they just hit them, and it was really nice. It's really cool. It's better than those MK5s that they had before. That they were just like stick grenades. Like those get abused like crazy. I remember one Milsim, they had a guy with like 30 of those, and he's just like clearing each room. He's like, "Oh look, here's a guy."
Oh no!
Boom! Heat. And it's just like, and it's
heat?
Like heat.
That's the average heat.
And he would just like clear rooms, like, and it was just like, oh, you're just gonna toss grenades. It's just Bomberman now.
No, pretty much.
And it was because of him, like they changed the rules on the grenades at I think it was an AMS event too. Like you only have like 5 grenades.
What was that at Iron Horse?
No, it was before Iron Horse. It was the beta for Overwatch.
Oh, I thought you said AMS. Fuck off.
Did I say AMS?
Yeah, you did.
I meant Overwatch.
Yeah, you said AMS.
Cunt.
Oops. Because I saw him at AMS too, and he was running 5 grenades. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, grenades are so fucking helpful, but they're not fun to me. They don't.
It's because I killed them with it.
I feel like if you would have just end the engagement right there and be like, all right, guys, time to stop playing games. Just gonna throw this grenade and just call it a fucking day. I feel like that's just how it's used. But to me, that's not fun. I want to settle it to the very last person. I don't like the idea of just taking out everybody with one fucking grenade. It's a real sim, sort of.
You're so honest.
I'm the most honest guy you'll ever meet. All right.
Is that true?
No, fuck off.
No,
Fuck
as
off,
his best
Brain.
friend, no.
Oh god, I ran out of alcohols and we're almost a minute 30 in. Jesus.
Hour 30.
Well, there we go. There we go, guys. Jesus Christ.
This is a really good podcast. I actually am really enjoying it. Like,
Well,
out of the 3 that I've had, I think this is like the
Most informative.
yeah, take that, Kyle.
Yeah, fuck you, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle.
Oh god. Oh, I gotta. Nah, actually, never mind. Forget it. Let's kill this podcast right now. Tony, you want to end it?
Yeah, let's get into it. Let's have finishing statements. Brain, you had the form. You can do any plug
You just
that you
fucking
want.
throw him into the fucking wolves, man. Finishing statement? Yes, Brain. Yes.
Yes, BrainExploderCreations.com, BrainExploderMerch.com, TheBrainExploder.com. Go to all those things, buy all my stuff.
Check out his
Shut up, Brain.
MySpace,
Watch my
his
videos.
Twitter,
Brain, fuck you,
subscribe
Brain.
on all my
Nobody wants to buy it,
Instagrams.
Brain.
his WorldStar account. I think I'll end it right here, guys. Good night, y'all.
Later.
Bye.